Welcome to the Sheila C Hill Show. Happy day to you. Listen, I'm so glad that you're here. At the Sheila C Hill Show is the ultimate go-to podcast for ambitious individuals who want to live a more fulfilling and successful life to get more valuable insights, expert tips, and inspiring stories to help you improve your lifestyle, grow your business, and enhance your emotional well-being. In every episode, you're going to gain practical tips, insightful wisdom, and the company of a supportive community, whom I call Sheila's Thrive Tribe. We're the thrivers over here. And listen, if you're new to the show, I'd like to say welcome. I am your host, Sheila Hill. And hello, hola, bonjour, como está, ni hao, howdy, and what's going on, my people? So glad that you're here. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, that follow button, and let us know that you're here and join our community. I tell you all the time that I bring the best guest in the land, and today is not going to disappoint. I'm so excited to have this queen here today. Listen, our guest, I'm so excited. Our guest is a mom on a mission. You hear me? A mom on a mission to empower fellow mothers to build confidence, release guilt, and break free from the mental traps that often hold them back. At this time, I'm going to welcome to the stage Miss Alycia Washington. Welcome.
Hello.
Hey, darling. So glad that you're here. Listen, I love what you're doing.
Oh, thank you.
Everything, your mission, everything that you have. But for those who do not know you, let's just tell a little about you and what you do. Let's just talk
Awesome.
about a little bit about you. We'll go into what you do later.
All right. Well, hey, I'm a mom. I've been married for, we say 20, almost 22 long years, but we still love each other. I am so excited to be here to share a little bit about my story. I've been a mom for 18 years. My oldest is 18, but it didn't start out as exciting as it's going now, because it started out with a lot of guilt and shame, because I'm a mom who terminated 2 pregnancies before I was 21. And I never thought I was going to be a mom because I gave those gifts back. And when my husband and I were expecting our very first child, when I found out that there were some physical consequences of those choices that I made early on, and we lost that baby. We named her Victoria. We lost her at 19 weeks. But the gift that I was given in that was that I got to birth her at 19 weeks. And I got to hold her in my hand and to say goodbye. So that was a blessing. I know it doesn't sound that way, but it truly was a blessing. And then God blessed me with 2 boys. So I started my journey as a stay-at-home mom. Never thought I would be a stay-at-home mom. That was the furthest from my mind. I was born and raised with a single mom, my mom, and my sister and I, and Newport News, Virginia. For those who don't know, I live in Indianapolis now, but I'm from Virginia, and never thought I would have this journey. But, we never know what God has in store for us. And so now that I am on this journey as a stay-at-home mom, work from home mom, work outside the home mom, I think I've done all the things. Homeschooling mom, I've done all the mom things. And so I'm excited to kind of be here today to kind of share my journey with you guys, and hopefully encourage you to share your stories as well.
Wonderful. I love that. Thank you for sharing your story thus far, Alycia. Now, with the personal stories that you're sharing, how are you taking that to lead your mission and empowering your fellow moms?
Well, I think the biggest thing is to letting other moms know that your story matters and there's growth and learning in your story. And one thing that I've discovered as a woman and as a mom is that we don't always know what that we're not alone, right? Because there's so many. I never, for example, I never knew how many women had gone through a miscarriage until I had mine, and I started to talk about it, and how many women were felt relieved to have that space to talk about it, because we don't talk about these things. It's kind of, at least my generation. I think hopefully it's changing a little bit now. So I think when we give voice to our pain and we can begin to learn from it, one, know we're not alone in it, and learn from it and grow from it. And that's why I share the intimate details of the shame of it, some of the shame points that I've had in my life, because through that, I've been able to grow and to forgive myself and to share that forgiveness with other people, that there is forgiveness, there is light on the other side of it.
Wow, I love that. Okay, now you're being so transparent, right? You're so transparent,
I don't know how to be any other way.
but it's really hard for people to be transparent and share such intimate details on their life, and especially because of society sort of casts shame, or the
Yeah.
thought of society casting shame. How did you become so brave to even share such intimate details of your life?
Honestly, because God told me to.
Ooh, okay.
Um, I that's went to a women's conference back when my boys were little, and oh wow, I think my oldest might have been 5 or 6 when I went, and in that space, God told me to be radically obedient and that I had to tell my story. Um, I didn't necessarily. I'm going to say, do you know? Sometimes when God tell you something, and you know it's from Him, but you be like, "Did you really mean that? You didn't mean this story, right? Like this part."
Right.
Like I could tell this part. Like I could talk about Victoria. That's the baby that we miscarried. I could talk about her, but you want me to talk about these two? Okay.
Mm, wow.
And so I did. I started. Now I the first time I began to tell the story was through testimony. I gave my testimony at church, but even before that, I had to not necessarily ask permission, but let those involved in the story know I was going to tell the story. And that was my mom and the my boyfriend at 16, whose baby I terminated. And so I shared my testimony with them first, um, before I went on stage to share it with my church. So,
Okay.
and now I kind of feel, and now I understand that that piece of the story connects to all the other pieces of my story, and why I went, so I call it bottles blazing, um, into motherhood, because one, I never thought that I deserved to be a mom after those terminations, and I had to prove to everybody that I was the good girl and I could be the good mom.
Ooh, that's deep. I know we're gonna go into that deeper later on, because that's deep. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, okay, okay. So my question is, when you did finally being obedient and you told the
Mm-hmm.
story, did you get a sense of freedom, or did you have a sense of shame?
Um, I think a little bit of both. because it was a shame point for me, and even though, God and I had talked about this, and I know that he had forgiven me, way before we even got to this point that he told me to tell the story, I still had work to do to forgive myself. And then in telling this story, I think the freedom came in, one, I was being radically obedient to what God told me to do. And then it was powerful, surprising, overwhelming, like all these different emotions and things happening after I gave the testimony, and the people that came up to me in the church that shared either that they had that experience, they know someone who had that experience, and again, I'm not alone in this. Even in the Christian community, there are women who have had this experience, and I don't think, and we don't talk about that either. That's because it is a shame point, and it's a societal shame point for many, especially in the Christian faith. And then it's a personal, because we don't know everybody's story and why they made that choice.
Right.
And that's a very intimate choice to make. And it's not an easy choice. I think some people think that that's an easy choice. And it's not. It really isn't.
No. And it takes a lot of bravery. And it takes a lot of personal development within you and confidence. So for anyone that's listening, there is a process that goes with this as well. And we'll go into that because I know you have something to offer many women who have experienced that or who are going through it now. But another question for you is, what are some common mental traps that mothers often find themselves in? And why do you think these traps are so prevalent?
Oh, wow. Okay. Let me get ready.
Yeah, there we go. Stretch it out.
Get well. All right. There are three big myths that I think go with this. And one is, and this is the unpopular opinion for many, is that kids come first. And I say that that's a myth because even in the natural order of things, kids don't come first. Now, that doesn't mean they're not important, they're not our priority, that we don't love, and that we would not, take down everything and everybody around us for our kids. But in the order of things, they don't come first. And what happens when I say they don't come first, moms, we pour it all in to our kids, and we forget that, one, there's some lessons that they have to learn, and that means we got to let them learn it. We can't do everything for them. They've got their own journey to make, and that's hard, even when they're little. Like, they have to learn if they fall, to get back up and not go crying to mommy. And I have this in a presentation that I do. We have to teach them how to launch, right? And so if they think that everything, if they think that they are the sun and everything is supposed to revolve around them, then they're not going to be ready when they go out to the world. And the world is not even like, dude, no, that's not how we do this here. And they're going to be mentally prepared for that. And they're not going to be mentally strong. So when they do fall, they have the resilience to get back up. So we have to make sure that we're not revolving everything around them, and that we're not teaching them that everything revolves around them. And the other thing, the other big myth is that self-care is selfish. And as moms, we struggle with that because we do love our kids, right? We do want the best for our kids. Mm-hmm. We want to pour and love and do all the things that we can to help them launch into the world as vibrant, strong, loving, all the things, right? All the things that we want to pour into our kids to go out into the world and be the best that they can be. But in that, we forget that we matter too, and that we have to take care of ourselves too. And that whole, and it's a big cliche that people, well, they use it as a cliche. They'll, put on your oxygen mask first. But that's so important. Like, we have to be able to breathe, to be centered before we can help our kids. We talk about filling our cups, right? And if our cup is leaking because we haven't dealt with our own stuff, we can't take 5-10 minutes of a day just to be grounded, write in a journal, read something, just do something for you to kind of get your mind straight, to just tell everybody, shh. Like, even before this, my house is full today. I had 2 sick kids here and my husband's home. And it was just like, this was not how I planned this day, right? This was not, but, and I had to tell everybody, okay, I need everybody quiet for this time so that I can prepare for this. It's okay for us to ask for what we need as well. It's okay.
Yes, it is. I love that. I love that because, listen, woo! I often say the lady that wrote the book, What to Expect When Expecting, she only talking about having the baby. What we do after we have the baby, and when they turn teenagers, and when they be in that there is no book to tell us what to do.
Man, can you say that again for the people in the back?
Okay.
We must do. And then to have them, and then if you have more than one kid, well, wait a minute, why is this not working for this kid?
Exactly.
Like, you mean I have to learn a whole new person?
A whole new strategy for this other kid who needs something else. Oh my goodness, listen.
And then, hold on, then we fall into the super mom.
Oh, yeah.
Because we have to do it all and be all and show that we can handle everything at all times. Come on.
Exactly. And then we're cracking up at the seams. We're not deposited into. We're drained. We are about to lose our everlasting mind.
Absolutely.
This mom thing is tough. And listen, it's okay not to be okay. To any mom that's listening to this podcast, it's okay not to be okay, but don't stay there. Understand, yes, don't stay there. Understand that I need some help. I need my cup filled because I cannot pour from an empty cup. But sometimes we're that super mom syndrome. We can do everything. We don't want people to see us crack. We don't want people to see us vulnerable. We don't want people to see us weak. And we ask questions that make us look weak. No, baby, ask the questions. Reach out for help, baby. I'll be like somebody on the street. Are you good? Can you hold my baby for a minute? Because I need a break.
I need a break.
And
and I really try to be that woman on the street when I see, especially a young mom.
Yes.
Because you can just see in their face, especially if you got the whiny toddler who is just who probably is, you're there at nap time because something else happened, but you got to get this done. So you take him and he's just having a whole meltdown and you want to have a meltdown too. And so even sometimes just giving that word, it's going to be all right, mama. Or, just distracting the kid. Hey, what's you fussing about? And they just kind of look at you and then they'll either keep fussing or want to talk to you. And you can hear and see that physical.
Yes.
So we got to help each other in this because this is not easy. At any age.
I was in the store just yesterday. I had my 16-year-old daughter, and she's just like a 10-year-old asking for everything in the store. And so when she said, well, Mom, could I have this? Mom, could I have that? And I was like, yeah, no, not today. And when I said that, a couple passed by me and they had little children. They laughed so hard. And they said, I've been saying that all day while I'm in this store. And I looked at her and I said, her kids was little. it doesn't get any better when they get older. This
This
is
is
a better
different.
version of the little kid. Oh my
Yep,
gosh. But it is so
absolutely.
rewarding. It is so rewarding, but it is a challenge.
Yeah.
And to bring that conversation open and to actually have mothers to understand they can just vent. Sometimes
Oh,
you just need to vent, scream, and just let it out because listen, I don't care nobody say them daddies don't be knowing what we going through. I mean, they have their own problems, but that's a whole episode. I'm not gonna talk about it, but
that
listen,
part.
we
That
be
part.
going through.
Because it's almost like they can pick and choose. I said, like you said, this is a whole nother
Yes,
topic,
honey.
but we're like entrenched. Like it's,
Always. Always.
they can walk past them and come to us. Like, wait, when your
Listen.
daddy just sitting in there? Like, why are you coming? Why? Why are you in here?
No,
Why are you asking me this?
why am I out of town and you're asking me, can you have a snack or something? And your daddy's at the house in the recliner. You had to pass by his room to get to the kitchen. Why are you calling me? I am out of town. I don't care what's in the refrigerator.
See, these are these moments where we realize we are not alone in this. It's not us. It's just a universal thing that we deal with. Like, really? Are you really calling me for this? Like, what?
Exactly.
And that'd be so serious.
Yes, like
So serious with this stuff.
what are you doing? What I'm at a conference. Why is you calling me? This better listen. Your arm
You better be bleeding. Something is something like
exactly.
something ain't working right. You come on.
Oh, baby. So mothers, we understand
We
when
get
we
it.
see you in the store. We just need to have a universal sign when we see moms. Give some sign language like it's gonna get better.
Like, I need help me. Blink twice.
Exactly, girl.
But having community as a mom is so important. It is so important because we need to be able to laugh at ourselves, at our kids, at our spouses or significant others. We need to be able to cry, to pray, all the things that help fill our cups and prepare and repair the holes in our cups so that we can be full enough to give in the overflow. You know what I'm saying? That we can give to someone else and pour into somebody else. It's so important to have that community of moms that really aren't judging, aren't comparing, just loving and sharing, and you're just allowed to kind of be who you are. And I know that everyone hasn't been able, like, that's a hard thing for women too. And it's one of those, like, because I've been blessed to always have at least that, I only need one or two people and I'm good. Yeah. And that has always been my prayer in terms of whenever I'm moving or transitioning to a new place, help me find my person here. And God has always answered that.
And I really feel for the people who don't have it, and it's good that there's programs that you have that can help people who don't have that community. I am in a military town, so I see it all the time. And I always extend my hand to say, hey, you need someone local, I'm here, we can have lunch, we can meet at the library, or just different things. So people can, especially moms, can understand you're not by yourself.
You're not by yourself.
This is motherhood is something. It's a joy and there's something else too. But anyway, we're going to take a commercial break and we're going to come back more with Miss Alycia and all her brilliance that she's going to share with us today. So let's get ready.
Are you feeling overwhelmed with projects to build your business? Search no more. Introducing Borrow My VA, a virtual assistant service, your one-stop solution to bid farewell to stress and manage multiple tasks with very little effort. We specialize in website building, funnel creation, automations, and email marketing, all under one roof. And here's the best part. We provide all these incredible services at budget-friendly rates. Discover a hassle-free way to handle your projects. No more worries about onboarding or finding that perfect virtual assistant. Our team is all set to tackle your task with efficiency. Now, once you delegate the task, consider it done. Say goodbye to overwhelm. Don't miss this fantastic opportunity to elevate your business. Join our list of satisfied customers and book a free consultation today at borrowmyva.com. That's borrowmyva.com.
Thank you to borrowmyva.com for sponsoring this episode on today, where we're talking to Miss Alycia. And she's just, before the commercial, we're just recapping some things that she does for moms and helping them. First, she had to be transparent on her challenges, share her story, her testimony of being a mother, and all the challenges that come with it as well, but also showing that, hey, she took that experience to broaden her horizon and to help other mothers. And we're going to bring her back to the stage, and we're going to talk some more about the program. Miss Alycia, the program that you offer, you have a 90-day group coaching program called Bloom.
Yes.
What inspired you to create it? What can mom gain for participating? And tell us what Bloom mean. I know it's an acronym.
Yes. Oh, wow. Okay. All the things. Bloom stands for build confidence, live with intention, operate in your purpose, obtain clarity, and move to your next level. And I created this out of my journey to get unstuck. Back in probably 2018, I would say, I really started to recognize that something was wrong. I went in, bottles blazing, being this mom, and I truly forgot about Alycia as a homeschooling mom, stay-at-home mom. We moved several times, and it became work outside the home, mom, all the things, and it became too much because I was losing who I was and how I knew that. My husband would ask me, because he's the philosopher in the family, right? And so he would ask me questions like, well, what's your dream? And I couldn't answer him. I didn't have an answer for him. And it would frustrate me because I didn't have an answer. And he kept asking, because he's like, okay, well, give me an answer. And I'm like, I don't have one. And that frustrated me because I didn't know who I was anymore. I didn't know if it wasn't about the boys, then I didn't know what Alycia wanted anymore. And as I went through this journey, kind of doing some self-exploration, and I'm really having to declare that I was stuck, out loud to folks who I knew held me accountable to getting unstuck, to really figuring out what that piece was that was keeping me there. Bloom started in the midst of that journey and my self-exploration, and I was doing a jewelry business, and this $5 business, and I wanted to get better, and I started my first coaching, right? And so when I was working with her on the business side, she began to work with me on, well, what is it that you really want? Because at that time, I wanted to use the business to really help women to feel confident and to because earrings were a big thing for me. I had stopped wearing jewelry altogether when I had the boys when they were little. And so beginning to buy jewelry for me was a big thing, and kind of reclaiming some things that I enjoyed, and kind of figuring out, well, what do I like now? And I wanted other women to begin to experience some of that confidence building. And as we talked, and she was working with me with that side of the business, she asked me, she didn't ask me, she's a very direct coach. She was like, why are you doing this? This is not where you need to be. This is not what you need to be doing. You have too much that you want to say and that you need to say, because other women need to hear this. This is cute, but you need to be doing some other things. And that is basically that coaching journey with her is where Bloom was born.
Wow. I like it. She said, "This is cute,
She
but this is not
did.
cute."
She was very direct.
Yes.
She just was like, no, we're not doing that. You don't need, I mean, if you want to do it, that's fine. I can help you do that, but that's not what you need to be doing.
So
Oh,
she saw the potential that you had. She saw everything, the fire burning in you. And I think a lot of times as moms, we don't see it. We don't see
yeah.
the fire. It takes someone else seeing who we are and giving
Yes.
that push that we need because
Yeah.
we
Because I
are
was playing it safe.
right, exactly. Playing it safe, staying in your comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times as mom, we're covered with responsibilities, all the hats that we wear, whether it's diapers or pull-ups and different things, but we have to pull those layers back to say,
Yes.
oh, wait a minute, there's a person in here. There's a person that's truly great and fabulous. Pat yourself,
Absolutely.
you know, you got these babies, you ain't lost your mind, you are doing wonderful, but they don't define who you are. They
Absolutely.
don't, your kids do not define you. Your spouse, your baby daddy, or whoever does not define who you are. So you have to pause, take some time, spend some time and get to know yourself. Put
Yes.
them babies to sleep and get to know yourself. Journal, do something to get it out. Listen, I'm so passionate about that because listen, I was stuck. I was a home mom. I
Mm-hmm.
homeschooled. I did all of that. I was the greatest like parent,
You know,
carpool, all of
we did it
yeah,
all.
I did not. I should have the crown.
Right.
But yet and still, when the kids grow up, even before they grow up, who am I?
Right.
I had to pause and said, I'm going back to school. I went back to school. I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to do this. And I just started dibbling and finding like my hobbies and then just went into a business and different things. But we have to understand we are worthy enough to pause and take that time for ourselves because balance in motherhood, baby, sometimes I feel like there's not a balance. But anyway, let me go on because I'm passionate about this. But balancing motherhood with personal growth
Mm-hmm.
and self-care, it can be challenging, and
Mm-hmm.
we all agree to that. But what advice do you have for moms who struggle to find that balance?
I say keep going, keep trying. The choose you, because a part of that struggle to find balance is that you're not choosing you. Be intentional about choosing you. Now, that does not mean that it's all about you, right? Because we still have a family. You want to be able to do this self discovery without sacrificing your family, but it's important to choose you, and that's what one of the things, the components of the coaching program Bloom is really helping moms to understand who they are, who they are now. Because really, who we are now as a mom at however old our kids are now, it's different than before we had kids. It's just different.
Listen, it's different between one child and the next child.
Come on now.
I'm just like, what happened? Like, why is it even if there's like a year difference, like one of my daughters, they're 6 years apart. And okay, I understand the six, but uh, my other two daughters like 21 months apart. You would think it should be the same, right? No,
Mm-mm.
it's not. It's a trick.
Mm-mm.
Better mama, it's a
Mm-mm.
trick.
Mm-mm.
But listen, we're going to learn how to do this and we're going to you have to laugh at yourself sometimes, but we're going
Yes.
to take this advice that you've given us and we're going to rake it in and we're going to find ways that's going to help us. But your 90-day group coaching program, Bloom, I am so glad that you have that because it is so
Thank you.
inspiring and it
Thank you.
helps people discover themselves and empower them as well. So
Yes.
tell me, how do they get in contact with you? Well, first, how do they join Bloom?
Bloom starts actually in 2 weeks. It's a 90-day program, and right now I'm starting it at least one class a month just to kind of get people in as they want to go, because I know this, as we go back to school in this back to school season, is a lot of okay, now what, for a lot of moms. And so it's a great time to start investing in yourself and to really giving that space to work on you, right? They can reach me on Facebook at Bloom with Alycia. And also on there as well, you can schedule a discovery call so we can see what's the best fit for you. Is it the Bloom 90-day program, or I also have a Be You, Do You, For You course that some people like to start small, and that might be a better stepping stone for them as well. So Discover with Alycia. It's a bit.ly link, and I will post it somewhere.
And the show notes, all of your comments.
Okay.
Show notes. But wait a minute, talk about this. The last thing you just said. What?
Be You, Do You, For You.
Yeah, what's that? Tell me about that.
Well, Be You, Do You, For You is a course, and it's actually a course that's included with when you sign up for the Bloom coaching program, and it's almost like it's kind of like that first step where moms can really begin to figure out who you is, like, who am I? Be you in terms of, well, who am I? What does that look like? What are some of the things that have formed me to this spot? What are some of the messages that keep playing in my head? What are some of the limiting beliefs that I have that have gotten me to this point to where I'm feeling stuck? So that's the Be You. The Do You is learning how practical steps and learning how to do things for yourself, and to explore who this new you is. Wow. And so it kind of gives you some self-exploration and some challenges to get out there and try some things. And we can figure out what those things are. And then For You is really the culmination of, this is just for you. Right? Do you, be you, do you, for you. You're not doing this for anybody else. You're really, and that's a hard piece for a lot of moms. This is not about the kids. It's not about your significant other. This is really about you. And it's okay that it's about you.
Most definitely. I love it. Wow. Honey, you about to save the world, because these moms is going to love this, because even though you have to do the work, you have to even feel important enough to even just reach out to say, hey, I want to be a part of this. But it's going to be so worth it, because doing the work is what's going to help you thrive, and also not just existing, but living. And it's not going to change your responsibilities, but it's going to change the outset of how you look and how those responsibilities affect you. And, it's not going to just bog you down. Now, I was looking at some information of yours, and you had a masterclass, More Than Just a Mom?
Yes, I have a masterclass that I do twice a month, and it's a free masterclass, More Than Just a Mom.
Hold on, did you say free?
Yes, ma'am.
Woohoo! I love free. Okay.
It's a free masterclass. And actually, I have one tonight. Actually, I forgot that today was Tuesday. So it's a free masterclass where we break down the 3 myths and the 3 mistakes that moms make that sabotage our relationships and keep us stuck, and how to unmask and get our mom Joe back. How to get us back.
I love that.
Absolutely.
A theme song like My Mom Joe.
I'm gonna work on it, because I like your show theme song. I was like, I need a song. Sheila got her a song.
I hook you up, girl. Inbox you, baby.
I'm loving it.
I love it. Thank you. I love it. I love your spirit. I love everything that you're embodying to help moms, because listen, we need it and because we have so much that we can do. Now, before you go, is there any last things that you would like to say to our people that are listening, to our wonderful audience?
One, thank you guys. Thank you, Sheila, for having me on your platform and sharing this and all the amazing work that you do. And I just love your spirit. I just love you. You are just always so open and giving. And I just snaps, girl. I love you, girl. To those moms watching, listen, this is not an easy thing, but it is worthwhile. And I just want you to remember that you matter too. And sometimes kind of getting from the feeling stuck to the feeling alive and your best self and all the things that we hear about being authentic and all the things, all the buzzwords, is really about choosing you, being intentional about how you want to show up in the world and not letting anybody else's expectations define you.
Come on, sis. Save that. A whole nother episode right there. Like, people. But it doesn't matter when they say, baby, you are you. Unapologetically.
Yes.
You, baby,
unapologetically.
Come on.
Then don't try to be somebody else's version of you.
Come on. There's only one you. And rock it.
It's tiring. It's so tiring. It's exhausting to try to be somebody else's version. Because you always moving and trying to figure out what. No, man. Just own you.
Own you.
Own you.
I love it. Thank you, Alycia, very
Thank
much for showing up the stage with her today. Everything to contact her and to be a part of her program, her coaching program, and to get that free masterclass, everything in the contacts is in the notes, the show notes. Listen, you are so important. So I just want you to know that do the work, make the step, don't talk yourself out of it, because sometimes we just overthink so much. Do not do that, okay? Because you're worth it to move to the next step. So thank you for showing up today and listening to our episode. If you would like to be a guest, contact us at the SheilaCHillShow.com and just click the little button at the top that says Be Our Guest. Or if you have a brand that you would like to sponsor the show with your business, you can have a sponsorship. You can purchase an ad or a commercial, or I'm even doing product review. So all of that can be found on the SheilaCHillShow.com, and you can contact us with all of that information. So thank you very much. And just know, if no one's told you today, that you are loved and highly appreciated. And listen, go and do the best thing that you can do, and that's be you. So let's get it. Let's go. Until next time on the Sheila C Hill Show. Be blessed. Have a wonderful